Hello, I'm Alex Miller, writer for Battleship Pretension and Film Inquiry, and if my appearance looks a little funny today, it just goes in concert with today's film, Dennis Hopper's The Last Movie. The Last Movie was a big deal in that it was Hopper's directorial follow-up to the successful Easy Rider. And The Last Movie was a big deal, but not in the way you'd think. It was a financial disaster and critically reviled in the States. However, it did all right overseas. It was actually named Best Film at the Venice Film Festival. The Last Movie has gone on over the years as one of the more troubled productions in film history, almost on par with Apocalypse Now or Fitzcarraldo. It was a literal production nightmare. You had a very drugged up and alcohol-infused Hopper and a very drugged up and alcohol-infused cast and crew down in Peru with a lot of money going kind of crazy. Thanks to the advice of Alejandro Jodorowsky in post-production, Hopper decided to edit the film in a nonlinear structure, which is kind of what hurt the film the most. Nowadays, it would probably be hailed as a Charlie Kaufman-esque masterpiece, whereas back then it completely baffled everyone, including audiences and critics alike. Thanks to Indicator releasing, The Last Movie has been restored and re-released on Blu-ray, and it looks and sounds wonderful. Hopefully now the film will get a reevaluation and possibly a renaissance. The Last Movie isn't perfect. It's got some problems, but it's a lot of fun to watch. So without any further ado, here we go with The Last Movie. So right out the bat, this trailer announces how much of an improvement the digital restoration has made, because if you've ever seen any footage from The Last Movie, you never thought it would ever look this good. So that scene missing thing would kind of become one of the film's relative hallmarks. So during this explosion prior to the film's restoration, the camera's actually rattled. They somehow fixed that through this new print of the film. So there's Samuel Fuller being the grizzled Sam Fuller that we all know and love. He's got a great line there. He says, "I want balls when you die."
I want balls when you die.
Alright, so The Last Movie is kind of hard to synopsize. In a nutshell, Dennis Hopper's an actor in westerns being shot down in Peru. After a stuntman's killed, he kind of becomes disillusioned with movie making. He decides to stay behind with his Peruvian girlfriend. However, he finds out that the locals, after the film crew has left, have started making cameras and boom mics out of sticks and reeds and what have you, and are shooting their own movie, but instead of staging violence, they are actually, really punching and kicking and shooting each other around. So it kind of becomes a self-reflexive kind of meta movie where fact and fiction are kind of blurred. While that might sound condescending, Dennis Hopper's contention is actually toward the film business and the many frustrations Dennis Hopper had with Hollywood at the time. Some of the new Hollywood films from this period haven't aged as well. While we're on the subject of Dennis Hopper, films like Easy Rider or, The Trip or some of the other Corman flicks, where we have hippies talking about the man and the system and everything, that can kind of get on your nerves. Whereas The Last Movie has that kind of vibe, but it doesn't have that kind of context. You don't really have a lot of woolly philosophizing, but what you do have is the hallucinogenic visual panache, which is something that ages the film in the best possible way. This has been Alex from the Trailer Project. Thank you for watching. Hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll check you later.